Hello, everybody. So, this is a video that I wanted to do. This is how Ancestry DNA changed my life. And I just wanted to let you all know what my experience was. So, here we go. So, first, when I first decided to do Ancestry DNA, it was um, for many, many reasons. I mean, of course, I wanted to know how authentic my background was, things of that nature. Of course, I wanted to know where my what my heritage was, what it looked like. What it looked like for real. So I when I decided to take a DNA test, I shared it with multiple family members. Some of them were pretty angry. They were saying things like, it's not accurate. And I'm thinking, it's DNA. What do you mean? But anyway, uh, it was evident that some people did not want me to take the test, which made me want to take the test even more because what is wrong with everybody? So, anyway, I did not share with some people that I was taking it. But for the majority, I told people, and it just seemed to be the most weirdest thing in the world of how everybody reacted. Um, so when you get the ancestry, when you go to Ancestry DNA and you sign up for their services, the first thing that you're gonna do is put in your information. You're going to put your name and your mother's information. If you know your father's information, you can. If you don't, or whichever absent parent you're looking for, if it's a parent you're looking for, definitely you put the parent that you know. And somehow Ancestry DNA has records all the way back to like the 1800s, and they update daily once you get an Ancestry DNA account. So now it also costs about $35, 35.99 a month. But the services is definitely worth it if you can get it. So now this is an Ancestry DNA box. Now mine has been used already, but I can but this is what it looks like. It's an Ancestry DNA box. It's upside down. I'm sorry. So this will show this right here is what you would receive in the mail once you order the Ancestry DNA test kit. So front on the back, you'll see it's instructions on what to do once you receive the test. There's a special number that's associated with the kit. You are going to go into the Ancestry DNA app or Ancestry DNA, however you access the Ancestry. Definitely you access it there online, and then you sign up, and then bam, you got your kit. Put in your special number. That activates your kit. That lets them know, hey, this is the kit that's coming, and this kit is associated with the person whose account this is. So they're giving the correct information to the correct people. So they were very, very, that was a very, very assuring thing to know that my DNA sample wouldn't get tangled up with someone else's. Go figure. So then also now when you open it up, there's a welcome packet, and this packet starts to like get it. It has the activation key on it. That's the special number that you're going to be typing in when you first start the test. So the number is there. And then this is just a whole, it even says it. Welcome to a whole new world of personal discoveries. And boy, are they telling the truth. When you open this up, it then gives you directions on how to take this test. Okay, so it's all very, very explanatory. It's very, very user friendly. It's also very, 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 very discreet too. the way that the packaging is. This doesn't just come out like this. It's wrapped in some brown paper. But anyway, so now the next thing that's in the box is this. Now, of course, mine is empty. Mine is empty, and that's because I've already taken my test. I took the test. It's been like 6 months now. Close to six. I want to say five, between 5 and 6 months. But anyway, so there's a tube that comes inside here. As you can see, it was sealed shut. You had to rip it open. Then you're going to collect saliva in the tube, and there's a blue stabilizing solution. So you pour the solution in the saliva. You close the saliva up. Once it's locked, it's locked, it's over. It has a envelope that the specimen goes in, and you take it to your regular USPS to send it off. Now, once it's sent off, it only takes a few days before you then start receiving updates. Your updates are going to be something like sample received, sample is being analyzed, DNA is being extracted, and after the DNA is extracted and analyzed, it doesn't take long for you to get your results. So that's your actual experience on how to take the test. Now, I'm gonna bring you up to speed with me. So, I'm 51 years old. I grew up an only child, technically. My father has 3 children, whom I know them very well. We're pretty close. I mean, we're siblings, and that's all I knew, and that's all I was ever told. So, anyway, I took the test, and when the test came back, I like the fact that the maternal, it splits your DNA up, of course, into 2 parts, maternal and paternal. It also gives you a breakdown of who or what you're made of, where you derive from. So in my case, I came from the Congo tribe. And also I am 31% Nigerian. So, which was very interesting to me. I couldn't believe that I was Nigerian. I thought, Nigerian? That's crazy. When I think of Nigerian, I think of Nigeria. I think of, people with very, very heavy accents, high cheekbones, things of that nature. So, that's what I was thinking. But nonetheless, I'm Nigerian. That's what it says. So, I went to the maternal side because there were DNA matches. So it actually shows you people's pictures. It shows you the percentage of DNA that you have, that you share with this person. Sometimes it'll give you geographically where they are, and things of that nature. But I do want you to know that Ancestry DNA, there is a science to reading the DNA test. And it took me about 3 months to figure out my my results completely. I mean, the results were there, but what I'm saying is it took me about 3 months to put the puzzle together. So, hence why we're making this video. But anyway, so when I opened up my maternal side, I did recognize a lot of people that were there that let me know that more than me, I taken DNA tests. I was so curious as to how, on goodness and gracious, could this be, because like some family members were saying that's not accurate, you can't do that, it's against the law. But it's actually not. When you take a DNA test for any reason, if you take one at 23andMe, if you take one at Ancestry.com, your DNA goes in a database. They actually solve crimes this way. So I'm just saying that the accuracy is very accurate. It's DNA. Hard to believe, but it's DNA. So anyway, so my maternal side was very, very, very familiar. I knew so many people. I won't name them, of course, but I knew so many cousins and stuff like that. And, so when I got ready to go to my paternal side, I thought, wait before I do it. Let me pray before I do it. I really thought that I was going to see, you know, someone that I recognized, but I didn't. I didn't recognize one person paternally over there. So, the closest person that was related to me was a girl about 35 years old. And again, I'm 51. The DNA test said that we shared 775 CMs. Now, CMs is centimorgans. That's something that makes up your DNA as well. But anyway, so we shared that many, and it meant that it had her in the closest relative category. Now, you can be in the closest family category, and then you have like a topic and a subtopic where your subcategory would tell you what category who they could possibly be. So under her subcategory, it said something like first cousin, first it was first cousin, niece, granddaughter, things of that nature. So you start to use your common sense because there's no way she's my granddaughter. I'm 51. She's 35. So I began to look for her because I just had to know who are these people. By the way, our characteristics were so much alike that too was scary. It was very scary. I always wondered why I have full lips. I wondered why my eye color was like it is. I wondered a lot of things, always about myself. Nonetheless, when I looked at this young lady, I could see everything, and I do look like my mother. I favor my mother a whole lot, but I definitely know that me and this young lady looked a lot alike. So it was either she was related to me or through my side, or it was me on her side. So anyway, it took me a very long time. I looked to see if she had Facebook. I looked to see if she had Instagram, Twitter, because it also gives you the person's name. So I was unsuccessful. And I looked and looked and looked and looked. White pages, yellow pages, wherever I was looking. And I could not find her anywhere. So the more I couldn't find her, the more I tried to find her. And again, I kept hitting brick walls every time. I've never seen her. I don't know her. Things of that nature. So something told me to put her picture without her name on Instagram and just ask the question, has anybody seen this lady, or does anybody know this lady? Well, her picture was on there probably 30 minutes when someone commented and said, LOL, you know that's you. And I'm thinking, this is not me. Now, DNA says this girl is related to me. So I knew then it wasn't my imagination that this person really looks like me. So about an hour into this, I got another message that said, I know her. What was surprising is the person who knew her was on my mother's side. So I was floored. But I'm like, oh, mercy, please don't tell me that he is related to her. Because if he is, then this is weird. But anyway, so I talked to him. He told me who she was, that he went to school with her. We were able to come up with where she was and get a message to her. It turns out that this young lady, who was so closely related to me, sister, had a child by my friend, son. I hope I got that right. Yeah, yeah. The young lady's sister got a son by my friend's son. Okay, there you go. So I contacted my friend, who I hadn't talked to in a very long time. So long that I had to look for her in the white pages too. So immediately when I called her, she says, yeah, I know her. That's my grandson's aunt. And guess what? She's on her way to my house. So cool. My heart dropped into my stomach because I'm about to get some answers that I've been looking to get for 22 years. Yeah, 22 years. I feel like out of place for 22 years. Um, Imagine being around people who you're told is your aunts and uncles and family, and you look nothing like them. It's weird, because you're trying to fit in all the time. And I did that for a very, very long time. But anyway, back to my story. So, the young lady calls me 2 days later. And when she calls me, she was confused too. So, she and I talked. She said, I'm confused. Her father was literally the same age as me. She was very sure about who her father was. So, the one thing that was clear so far was that my father was not my father. So she said she would help me. She said, I'm gonna help you. I took the DNA test she took the DNA test to find out what her roots was, what her heritage was. She knew who her parents were. She took the test a year ago. And her DNA's been sitting there all that time. So I wanna say 2 more days. It's like a week. She contacted me again and said that my mother says to call my aunt because she thinks she has information for you. So at this point, my heart is in my shoes. So I contact the lady. And when I contact her, she answered the phone, and I could tell that she was an older lady. So I said, hello. And she like, hey, like she knew me forever. And I said, hello. And she said, trees. And I was floored and flabbergasted because I'm thinking this lady talking like she knew me. But it wasn't that she knew me. She said, I've been doing the math in my head. For all of my brothers, you couldn't be their daughter. You definitely couldn't be my nephews. She said, I think you're my sister. I couldn't believe it because this lady sounds very a lot older than me. And so I asked her the magic question. First of all, how old are you? And she said, I'm 74. Mm-hmm. That's the same thing I did too. But she says, I'm 74 and I think you're my sister. So the only way that we were going to know was to test. So we took the test. Well, she took a test, and her DNA came back 1,875 centimorgans, 100% sister. Yes. So now I just brought y'all up to speed. Um, I did a lot with this simply because, a lot of people started to feel like that this had something to do with them. You know, their feelings and everybody else's feelings, and nobody one time thought about me and how I was feeling with my entire identity snatched from me. That's basically what it was. So the good part, though, the good part is I'm not an only child. I have about 9 siblings, and all of them are older than me. Yeah, except for one. Um, but my oldest sister is 75 now. She had a birthday since we took the test. And I'm going to meet them. So I'm going to take you on this journey with me. Be ready. This is part 1 of how Ancestry DNA changed my life. Y'all be blessed. Y'all coming, y'all coming, y'all coming. Y'all coming to Mississippi with me.